Hi, welcome back to Classic Car Co. I haven't had a lot of video this last few weeks, but I'll just give you a little update where we are. The weather's been extremely hot here, which I'm not complaining about, but it does make it very difficult to get on with anything else apart from watering all the plants and the flowers, and we have about 6,000 square meters here, so it's quite a lot. We're not doing the grass. But the plants we're trying to keep alive, and the grass is doing okay, burnt in patches, but the weather's been excessively hot this year, or earlier this year. Anyway, we were going off to Croatia for a week with some friends of ours, but unfortunately that's been delayed until August. So in one way it's kind of good because Amir comes back on Monday night, so Tuesday we can get this all back together, and then hopefully Wednesday Max is coming over to sort the carburetors and the ignition timing, and then Tuesday the week after hopefully I can book for PS Racing and use their track and get some kilometers on it. So I've been working on a couple of things. These are for the top and bottom ball joints, and I got some new covers for them here with new clips on them, and it's rather than sit on and clip on the ball joint, it actually has a little cap that goes over the top. I guess the idea is that you could, whichever way, you'd have to take the ball joint off. So I don't understand why they did it, but maybe they did it to try and keep the grease in. Maybe the grease come out easier. Anyway, so I've done that one. I've got the new backing greasing ring for that, which I'll put some grease on it and it'll start to shrink a little bit. Now the problem I have got is as you'll see in the video, I took out this stub axle, which is an original one. You can see by the make, you can see by the way it is, this indent in it. This is the original style. And somebody did comment, I think it was Richard Michael Owen, and he did say that these new ones, where they're tapered, are not as good as fit as the old ones. I haven't actually calipered them, but I'm sure he's right. But what it does mean is when you put the new one back in, when you put the new stub axle back in, I'm going to have to take it back to the press and put some pressure on it. So what I've done is I've put the new one in, I've put the nut back on upside down so I can get a bigger surface area. I'll probably put about 5 ton on it, or 2 or 3 ton. And then what I'll do is I can then tighten up the back bolt, which is here. And as you can see, there's a big washer there and this big castellated nut. So what I'll do is I'll put it in the vise and I'll do it actually from top to toe so I can turn this. Actually, that's going to be difficult to do that. I'm probably going to have to take it in and out each time. But anyway, that stub axle needs to be pushed in so that the taper's tight on the back there. It should come up just below the back of that flange there. So unfortunately, that's what we're going to have to do because I don't want to go smacking on it with a hammer, even with a nut on the end. I don't think I've got a vise that'll open up that far, and it needs to be pushed down in one shot. So I can get sort of half of it on, and then it's coming loose. So obviously we'll do that, and I'll take it back and put it on like I did showing. You'll see in the video here where I take the old one out, and compared to the one on this side, which took about 18 tons of force to get it out, on this side it was only 10 tons, which, as I say, you'll see in the video, and some bits and pieces over at a friend of mine's place, August. He has an apple farm, and he lent me his press. Anyway, I hope you enjoy the video. We'll get on with this stuff. This will only take a day to put back together. We'll get everything greased up, then we'll jack the back up and grease the hubs on the back, take the wheels off, obviously, because you've got to take the wheels off. And then what we'll do then is grease from front to back, because obviously there's lots of grease nipples on these older cars, and you know, they're all new parts. So we'll grease it from front to back, every grease nipple we can find. So I hope you enjoy the video, and I'll catch you in the next one. All right, so that's last time it was just there, 18 tons. So I'll see what it is this time and keep out the way. There we go. 10 tons. Whew. Where did it go? Ah, there it is. Oh yeah, it's a older style one. There we go. Yeah, so this is my friend Or's shop. He's a complete Renault nut. He's got so many of them, it's unbelievable. That's an old police car. This apple barn here is just stuffed with engines, gearboxes, cars. He must have, I don't know, he must have 50, 60 at least, but they're all Renaults. You probably noticed the old Mark 10 Jag in the background. Unfortunately, no engine, no gearbox. But and the doors are knackered, but the body looks pretty sound on it. Problem is they're not worth doing. That's a Mark 10, and over there, other side, I'll show you in a minute. Oh, he got this from somewhere, I don't know, this Eiffel Tower. Gorgeous thing for a garden ornament. Yeah, that's a Mark 10. So as I say, unfortunately no running gear. I'll just sit there till it falls apart. If anybody out there is interested in that, I know the guy who owns it. Probably wouldn't want a lot of money for it. Anyway, and there's another one over there. That's got no IRS on it though, but that is a Daimler. I believe it's a Daimler. Yeah, it's a Daimler, but again, no engine, no transmission, even the arse ends off it. So, and that building there is full of them as well. He's got like a ramp and a hole in the wall. That's full of Renaults as well. He collects all kinds of stuff. He's always got something interesting. I'd say he's just Renault daft. Everything's Renault. There must be 20 odd in that. And that's, I don't even know what that is. But that's a pre-war car that runs on wood. It's got a boiler on the back of it, and that big radiator is turns the gases into enough to fuel it to drive it. There you go. Inside here, you've seen it before. If you go back and have a look at when he got a collection of old French cars from the 20s, he's got ones from early 20s as well as 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. It's quite a collection. It's an apple farm, but he has a normal job generator. I don't think he can sustain it. I don't think it pays enough. So just to finish up, quick look around the garage. I haven't used the Mini for ages. It's terrible, really. But the weather's so hot, driving something without air conditioning, maybe early in the morning or later in the afternoon. And it's the same with the XJ6. I've been wanting to take this out and drive it, especially with the new seats in it, or the new padding in the seats. They're looking really good. Yeah. So, got a few things I need to sort out. I'm not sure whether we might go to the new Ventilspiel. I think it's in August. I'll talk to my partner in crime in this and see what he thinks. And then of course here we've got the Mini. What we do with that, I really would like to sell it on as just a going concern. And we've got the doors, the boot and the bonnet to finish up. So I'm going to have to get some more with the paint for it, another litre or two. But I've got all the parts for it. I even have the brand new wheels and tyres. I should have really waited until should have waited, because the longer you have the tyres, the less time you can use them. Normally 6-7 years. Even if you keep them in good conditions, you know, where they're cool, which it is in here. And of course the XK. Yeah, so hopefully we'll have this back on its wheels by the time Max comes over. Then if he can do the tuning for us, I can take it out on the road here on the little lane where we live, give it a good run up and down and just see how it performs, and then try and get some kilometers on it. So yeah, on that note, as usual, stay safe, keep the faith, enjoy your hobby, and we'll catch you up when we've got something to report. Sorry it's been a bit been a bit slack, or I've been a bit slack, but the weather's been so hot. It's really difficult. Even in here where the conditions are beautiful, it's like 20, 21, 22 all the time. Even in here, if you've got a couple of doors open, it can start to get warm. So, take care everybody, and be good to each other. Bye.